Hey guys, sorry about that. I didn't mean to. I know a lot of you guys heard that. That was had a technical difficulty right there. I really apologize about that. How you guys doing tonight, guys? Welcome to the stream. Gonna have to cut that out of the final edit when when things go live on YouTube because that was not a good thing. So yeah, guys, welcome back to the channel. Of course, my name is Jay. Tonight is Sunday. Oh my gosh, January 23rd. Holy crap. Where did the month go, guys? I swear to God, it was literally New Year's Eve, not even a week ago. It's crazy. It feels like that anyway. It feels like New Year's Eve was just a week ago. And we were all celebrating, the turn of the new year. And yeah, things just seem to go at a supersonic speed. When things start going, it's absolutely crazy. Um, I myself have had an interesting time this year, as a lot of you guys might have known. Yeah, my car basically broke down to me. Right, literally, the New Year's Eve is when it happened, and I've been hunting for a car ever since. I've had a lot of help from a lot of great people. My roommate Core. A lot of people, my brother Dex. A lot of people have been trying to help me, and yeah, it's an interesting experience. Trying to crawl back from a place of familiarity to something where you just are not not sure what's going to happen. I have not been on the look out for a vehicle for quite some time. Um, I was fortunate enough with this car, to actually have. Actually, it was Dex who basically offered this to me, and yeah, my last car was my baby. I loved it dearly. I love Lancers, Mitsubishi Lancers, and yeah, that car, man, it was a tank. It was a tank. I love the Lancer. Anybody who's driven any, if first of all, if you guys, anyone who drives um, standard transmissions, manual transmissions, you guys will know what I'm talking about when I say that. A clutch and a gear and the gear ratios, they are key when you're actually having the longevity of your car. And I got to tell you, the Lancer, it could have gone for another 5-6 years easy, in my opinion, anyway. But you know, um, Dex had just purchased a new car, and he said, "Hey, do you want to grab my car? Because your car's getting on in age, and you could probably use a new ride." So I graciously accepted, and yeah, surprisingly enough, I'd only ever driven import cars for the longest time, and I never had a domestic car before. So driving the Ford, honestly, it was really good. Like the ride, the transmission itself, everything about it was fine. Um, but you know what? Wear and tear on any vehicle is always a surprise, and this one kind of conked out. Surprisingly enough, with like I said before, I've told a couple people, the whole clutch assembly, something's up with it, right? And that was a surprise. I didn't think that would happen to this car, but it is what it is, and I ended up having to look for another, and I end up having to look for another vehicle. And you know what? It's just really, really crazy. This, as I talked about this yesterday on yesterday's stream. Um, yeah, the used car market right now is just absolutely insane. Between me and Core and some other people I've asked about, it's just crazy how many cars are out there which are being sold at practically retail price. It is ridiculous. Like three or no, 5 to 6 year old cars, have only people are still asking, just basically $3,000 less than what they paid for it. It's really crazy, and the stuff that you're left with is either long mileage cars, like 200,000, 250,000 kilometers, or cars which have sketchy or strange histories behind them. So yeah, you have to be very careful when you're looking for a used car. I'll be honest with you, I've never actually been in the market for a used car ever. Both cars I've actually owned, I financed them myself, and I've always had good experiences with that. I will say that being stuck in a finance situation is never fun. It's a monthly draw every month. 200 $300 a month, whatever it is. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. So when you get out of that situation and you don't have to pay for that anymore, it's like a weight has been lifted off of your shoulders, off your back. Literally, it's literally like that. So I'm hoping not to have to resort to that again. But if it has to happen, it has to happen. This is the way of things, and you know what? This is what happens. This is what inevitably happens over people's lives. And in order to help facilitate that, I have said in past live streams that I'm probably going to end up selling some of my collection. And this is just something that is a reality of the situation you end up in. You know what I mean? Like you never know what the future brings, and sometimes you have to come to these very hard decisions. In my case, I have to figure out what to do, and to get some extra money and try to make this the most of what I can do right now. So that's been the the situation. And tonight, again, normally I start at 8 p.m. But you know what? Real life gets to us. You know what I mean? I had some work to actually finish up tonight. A client actually called last minute and said, "Hey, we got to launch this right now." So that ended up happening, and I started late. And then I had some technical difficulties. I couldn't get things to work properly. Yeah, this is the life of someone who has a YouTube channel. This is kind of like really stupid and strange, but it is what it is. And you know what? Again, I apologize for my little outburst at the beginning. Wasn't expecting that to happen, but again, technical difficulties. Oh my gosh, just what it is. But I am here, and thank you guys for all being here. And obviously, this is the highlight of my weekend, and that's exactly why I keep doing all these live streams. I really like having this time to spend with you guys to share our love of 80s culture and the collecting of toys, cartoons, movies, television, everything under the sun for retro culture. And of course, today we're going to be talking about something very, very interesting, something which a lot of collectors don't want to really talk about, or just hate to talk about. But you know what? In the big scheme of things, there's a good reason why reissues and repaints are put onto the market, and in some cases, in some very rare cases, reissues and repaints actually become more valuable or more sought after than the originals themselves, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure we'll actually get to that point today, but there are some examples of that, and we'll probably get to that a little later on, through the live stream. But it's just one of those topics which a lot of people, it's a polarizing issue. I think that's really what it boils down to. Why a lot of people just question the fact, why do companies repaint their figures? Why do companies reissue figures? Why do companies reuse molds? Why do companies why do they do these things? Like what's the point of them? When we really break it down, it all comes down to profit. And that might sound like a terrible thing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, they're just greedy corporations and blah 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 blah. But you really got to look at it in another sense, though. If they didn't actually make profit, they wouldn't even be doing it, right? I mean, that's a really big issue, right? And it's just something that it's a reality of doing business for a lot of these companies, right? I mean, like you don't go to your job out of the goodness of your heart. You know what I mean? Like that's a good way of thinking about it. Like you don't go to work, saying, "Hey, I'm going to do a great job today because you know what? It's the right thing to do." All right. Some people do though. Some people, like medical professionals or people who help people through their daily lives, like PSA workers, things like that. They might be able to accurately and truthfully say, I go to work every day because it helps people and it fulfills me on a certain level. That's great. But you know what? The average person, like graphic designers, like me, office workers, people who actually do number crunching, all that stuff, I really doubt that you actually walk into work every morning and say, hey, I'm going to do the best job I can today because it's going to help somebody pay for their taxes, or it's going to help somebody build a house today, or like there is a certain amount of fulfillment on that. But honestly, you're doing your job because you want to get paid. You're doing your job because you want to be able to put food on the table. You're doing your job because you want to make something of yourself and actually get higher in your career and make more money, right? So if we look at it like that, if we break it down on that level, what companies do to actually make money for themselves, it starts to become a little bit more gray than it was as black and white as, corporation greedy, bad, good, like those types of things. They start the lines get blurred after a while, right? And with reissues and repaints, again, for collectors, it's simple. It's like, oh, you know what? It's just another way for Hasbro to make some more money. Oh, it's just another way for Ramen Toy to get a little bit more cash. Oh, it's another way for Mattel to actually get another figure out without having to redo the mold. Oh, it's another way for Todd McFarlane to just keep pumping out all these action figures to keep his quota up. Yes, it's all those things. Like, the short answer, the really short answer is yes, it is all those things. That's actually one of the main reasons why. But in the big scheme of things, if they didn't do those things, if they didn't make these reissues, if they didn't do these repaints and these reissuing of figures like 5-6 years down the line, or even a few months down the line, they would definitely not be able to make the profits that they do to be able to keep their business going for that particular line. And what happens when a line is not profitable? They'll cut it off, right? So whenever I talk about, and you've heard a lot of you guys who watch the channel for quite some time, whenever I say that we have to support this line, we have to support this company, we have to do this, I'm being very, very sincere. We really have to support these initiatives that come forward. The Toys R Us initiative, same thing. We have to support that, right? Because if we don't, there's no reason for these companies to continue with that project, right? So if you enjoy new Master Universe figures, the Revelations figures or the Origins figures, you have to try to support them as much as possible. You have to buy their figures, right? And there are going to be figures you're just like, oh, that's terrible, I don't want to buy that, and that's fine. Buy the figures you want, but the reality is, and we can complain as much as we want. That's fine. We can always complain about reissues and everything like that, but calling a company just straight up greedy is a little bit, not so accurate as you might think. It's not as black and white as that. But having said that, there is a good figure reissue, there's a good figure repaint, and then there's just an absolute what the heck were you guys thinking kind of situation as well. And really, that's what I want to touch up mostly on tonight. Figures that have been reissued multiple times. First of all, why the heck did they do them? Seriously, like there are some figures who you look at them are like, why the heck did you reissue this guy? You didn't get it right the first time. Why the heck did you think the second time was going to work out? Right? There's a lot of that. But then there's also like, did it work out the second or third or fourth or fifth time? Like, is this character popular enough to reissue 5, 6, 7, 8 times? Right? That's a whole conclusion in and of itself. And we're gonna get into a lot of that tonight, and what is the overall relationship between figures, action figures, action figure repaints, and reissues. So I just wanted to sum that up tonight and just have a little bit of fun with it. I mean, there are a whole bunch of different figures throughout history that have just been why, like, seriously, you just have to look at Star Wars. Star Wars alone is just a huge mishmash of being of characters that have come before, in one form or another, whether it's the original 10, right, or the original 20, whatever it was, right, all the way up to the what's it called, the Power of the Force, this, that, the vintage collection, the retro collection, we could literally go through the whole history of Star Wars action figures, and I think that each figure inside from the original 20 or whatever they were to today, I think multiple figures have been released 10, 20, 30 times in the lifespan of Star Wars. So it's actually kind of interesting, to take a look at that. Probably won't get into that tonight because I think that we go crazy just trying to figure out which Star Wars figures have been reissued over the years. But I did want to take a look at some of the more recent figures that have had, multiple releases, and for what reasons. Like, why did they even bother? It's just really strange to actually look at the history of these things, and like I said, recent history. It's just fascinating, really, at the end of the day. But I've been rambling on for quite some time. We did start late, so let's say hi to everybody before we get started, and let's dive into this. So, Ish-T, hey Ish-T, good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? How goes the car hunt? I sort of just went through that. So yeah, it's continuing. Pardon me. It's just an ongoing process right now for me. And as I said earlier, it's cars are just getting ridiculous because of the scarcity of them all right now. I've even heard, if I talked about this yesterday, I even had a friend of mine tell me that they broke their lease and the dealership actually paid them to take their car back. That was crazy. I've never heard that before in my life, right? And the reason they did that was because they need more what's it called, used cars to sell in their lot. It's crazy, absolutely insane, because they're not getting any new product, right? They're not getting any product from overseas or domestic. Right, new cars are just not coming in, so they need cars as soon as they can get them. So it's literally ridiculous right now. Fishbrella Corporation, hey Fishbrella Corporation, good to see you. You're not spreading any zombie viruses, are you? Good to see you, my friend. Jermaine Hunter, hey Jermaine, good to see you. What's up, Mega J? It's going to be a good next 6 months in toy collecting. I know it's going to be crazy. It's going to be ridiculous, Jermaine. Hopefully we're all ready for it, which we're not. None of us are ready for that. Barry, good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? James, hey folks, what's the word? Not much, James. Good to see you. Yeah, something did go wrong. We had a few technical difficulties. It was kind of crazy. You want voice or text tonight? Okay, that's interesting. I don't know what that means. His page, yes, I am on Filipino time. That's actually what happened. Yeah, I don't know. I guess hopefully the microphone was on mute because I did not want that to get on the air. Ramis, hey Jave, already found classified Cobra bats. Congratulations, brother. Alley Vipers today. Hate me. Insert evil laugh. Very funny, brother. But you know what? Congratulations to you, my friend. Everyone's hunting them. It's great that you actually got a pair. Man of Steel 64. Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing tonight? Man of Steel 64. Good to see you, my friend. Collecting Cool. Hey, Collecting Cool. Good to see you, brother. How are you doing tonight? So jealous. Yes, absolutely. So jealous. Josh Shero. Hey, Josh Shero. Good to see you, my friend. If I had Ubi, I'd still do my job because I enjoy it. If I had Ubi, what's Ubi? I'm not sure what that is, Josh Shero. What is Ubi? I'm not sure what that is. James, with the cost at 100,000 K a tool, companies need to get their money's worth on it. To be fair, Classified has more unique tooling than Marvel Legends has had. Interesting. And yes, James, I totally agree with you. That's exactly my point. You know, the tool and die and the molds and everything like that. They have to make it worth their while. Barry, Jay, you need to get yourself a minivan so you can fill the entire back with toys when you go toy hunting and grocery shopping. That doesn't make any sense, Barry. I don't ever buy that many toys. What you're saying there is if like even everything I have right now would not fit into a minivan. Like the minivan would still be like rather empty. If you stack them on top of each other, and I'm not so pack radish as that, but again, I'm talking about a minivan. All right, I'm talking about a minivan. I'm not talking about like an open bed truck. So that's what I'm saying. Although I do have to admit, it would mostly fill up. It would mostly fill up the van, but there would still be a little bit of room left. But no, that wouldn't work for me. No, it wouldn't work. El Tedness channel, like in the 80s, Strider repaint has already been planned. Yes, but remember, Strider was also repainted into an evil version of. But the same things with Panther, the same things with a whole bunch of different vehicles, right? It is what it is, Altedna. This is how the toy industry works. The toy industry needs to make these reissues so that they can make money. Rodimus, James, the Target I went to had one Alley Viper and 2 bats left. One of the bats is for another, hopefully, collector to grab. That's nice. Good. Thank you, Rodimus. That's awesome. Great to see that you're supporting the rest of the toy collecting community. That's awesome. Thank you so much. James, Rodimus Prime, good on you. I need to get some fuses today, and the store only had 4 left, so I grabbed 2. I needed, instead of getting backups for the same reason. Well, there you go. But again, you know what? Here's the thing. I will reiterate this. I will say this. And you know what? You can think of whatever you want. You can think whatever you want. But guys, even though you know, even though I always kind of make fun of scalpers, I always kind of like, you know, make say, you know, things like, oh, scalper Sam got it, you know, blah blah blah, all this stuff. At the end of the day, you know, in terms of what we do, in terms of the hunt, right? The hunt, right? The hunt is exactly what it is. You are hunting for action figures, and you know, if somebody got there before you did, they won. You know what I mean? They won the hunt that day. They got the hunt. And if they picked up two figures for their army building, that's fine. You know, because they're actually army building, because they are collectors and they want an army. That I'm not gonna be upset about that. That is somebody collecting for their army. The whole thing turns on its head. The whole thing changes when somebody buys something to resell it immediately. That's where I'm literally like, what the f, man? Like, seriously. And who are we to judge that person at the end of the day? Unfortunately, right? We can talk about it. We can make fun of it. We can you know, say stuff, you know, till the cows go home. But really, if you meet somebody in a if you meet somebody at Walmart or Target or Toys R Us, and you know, they're picking up every single action figure, right? The way I like to do it, honestly, if and it hasn't happened to me very often. It really hasn't. But basically, whenever I see somebody like grabbing as many figures as they can, right? And it's only ever happened to me once or twice. Only ever. It doesn't usually happen. I'm either there first or I just missed it. You know, things like that happen all the time. But whenever that sort of happens, I just walk up to the dude and I'm like, "Hey, brother, like, you know, I'm congratulate the guy because you know he got there first." And I say, "Bro, congratulations, you got everything, right?" And then you know he's like, "Yeah, man, I've been hunting these for so long and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Are you taking? Are you grabbing them all, or you know, is there any chance I could grab one too?" And you know what? 9 times out of 10, if I'm polite about it, if I'm nice about it, if I'm nice to the guy, you know what I mean? He'll 9 times out of 10, he'll pretty much say, "Nah, bro, here, you know, you can grab one, right?" And he takes the rest. You know, for me, that's fine. I grabbed one. He grabbed like two or three. But then I ask him another question just in case. I was like, are those from some of your hunter buddies? And you know, 9 times out of 10, he will say, yeah. Um, you know, a whole bunch of my friends have been looking for these. I scored them, and I'm really glad that I was able to grab them. Right, and that's cool. That's cool. I appreciate the honesty. I appreciate what he's saying. Now you can always go to town and say, "Oh, he's lying. He's not telling the truth. He's taking them for himself." And again, like I said, even if he's taking them for himself, if he's an army builder and he builds armies, that's fine. I don't have no problems with that. But you'd be surprised. You would be absolutely surprised how often, and sorry, not a how often, but you'd be surprised. Every now and then, I will ask somebody who's picking some stuff up what they're doing with them, and they're brazen about it. They literally say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to put these on eBay, you know, make some money." You'd be actually surprised and shocked at when that happens, right? And you know what? I don't get into their faces. I don't freaking tell them you're an asshole. You're a scalper. No, I don't tell them. That's their business. You know, there is that. You're not gonna do anything to change that situation. But the only thing I can do is literally say, "All right, buddy, you know, that's your business. You know, hopefully I'll catch them the next time." Because 9 times out of 10, asking those people just doesn't work either. I'll just say, "Hey, bro, can I grab one off of you if that's okay?" And he's like, "No, man, I'm gonna sell this. You know, I need it." And 9 times, and to be honest with you, if normally if I ever meet a scalper, if I think it's a scalper, they just don't talk to you. That's actually the real reaction that happens more often than not. If somebody's got there before you and you ask, you know, you ask the nice question, you be polite about it and say, you know, "Are you taking them all?" Either they ignore you or they say, "Yeah," and then they say, what are you going to do with them?" They sort of just run off. That seems to be the more you know, realistic reaction. But every now and then, somebody will just be absolutely brazen and tell you straight out, "Yeah, I'm going to put these on eBay." And it's like, wow, that's just straight up gangster. It's like, that's, oh my gosh, that's crazy, right? But most collectors are actually cool with each other. And again, you just have to ask. If you like, that's one thing I will tell everybody. You know, if I have any advice to give to anybody, if somebody got there before you and they're picking up every single one of them, just be polite and just ask, "Hey, brother, if you're not picking up all those for yourself, is it cool if I grab one? And you know what? If you're cool to people, they're usually cool to you. 9 times out of 10. You're only gonna get the one guy's like, no man, I've always wanted 10 of these, and that's my goal, and I really want to build up an army. At that point, you just like step back and say, all right, cool, man. Like hopefully I'll catch the next one, right? And you just have to do that. Unfortunately, there are army builders out there. There are people who want to collect more, and bigger and better, and they want doubles and triples. Again, the collector's mentality: one to keep, one to collect, and one for later on. One to open, one to collect, and one for later on. Right? That's the collector's mentality. So it does happen. It does happen. So anyway, that does often happen in any scenario. Collector, cool. Someone mentioned Star Wars. Yes, brother. If we wouldn't be much of a collector channel if we didn't at least talk about Star Wars a little bit. James, speaking of Star Wars, I need a pre-order to show up for Black Series Fennec Shand. I'm getting antsy. She is a keeper, isn't she, James? Isaiah Ranger Collection. Hey, Isaiah, good to see you, my friend. Good evening, good evening, buddy. Good evening, Isaiah. Barry, James, I'm on both voice and text, bro. Well, hopefully it doesn't autocorrect too much. I'll tell the channel. Good. All good here for a few videos coming up on my channel too. Puppet Master vintage ones mostly. Guys, please go ahead and check out Eltenda's channel. It does a lot of great vintage and retro reviews, as well as other up-to-date toys as well. Definitely go give him a like and a follow. Tell him that Jay sent you. James, universal basic income. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. That's wow. I guess that's a U.S. thing because we don't have that here. We have something slightly different. Got you. Awesome. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. MSI1. Jay, did you pick up Stridor? Haven't found him yet. Still been looking, still been hunting, and that's been very hard for me because I definitely don't have access to a vehicle. But yeah, still hunting for that one. Hopefully he'll arrive in Ontario soon. Tony Olivero. Hey, how's it going, Tony? Hey, Jay, hope all is well. All's good. And that's much better now that you're here, Tony. Good to see you, my friend. Sean, hey, Sean, how's it going, my friend? Good to see you. James, don't judge my army building, bro. Exactly. Barry, come on, Jay. You know they need every single Mando so they can resell them for $50 each. Oh, don't I know it? Don't I know it, Barry? Just crazy. Just absolutely crazy. Rodimus, for MOTU Origins, I just want 5 Eternian Palace Guards. No more, no less. Well, there you go. And luckily, they seem to be a fan channel exclusive, so everyone can grab them. Raymond, good to see you, Raymond. How's it going, brother? Awesome to see you here tonight. Jermaine, do you think we'll see the Crimson Guards next in the classified line now that we have the Crimson Guard Commanders coming out? The Crimson Guard Commanders. If you're talking about the Crimson Twins, the Tomax and Zemat, maybe. I really don't know. I would hope so. I mean, I think that a lot of people are deciphering these codes or whatever it is that they talk about. So yeah, we'll definitely see, Jermaine. It would be nice to get some more army builders, though. I mean, they finally pulled out the Viper army building pack, so that's kind of interesting. It's kind of strange too because I thought the general infantry for the Cobra troopers would have been first before the Vipers, but there you go. James, yeah, for classified, my goal is a fire team for each squad type. So 1 officer, 2 grunts, heavy weapons, and grenadiers. Nice, that'd be great. Julian Dobbin. Hey, Julian Dobbin. Good to see you, my friend. Resellers are the bane of collectors' life, and there's nothing worse than watching a reseller pick up knowing that they're not collectors. That is true. And, if you're a hunter long enough, you actually start to recognize who's a collector and who's not. So, yeah, it can be detrimental, and it can be discouraging, too. But, we all got to keep up our spirits. We all got to keep hunting. We all got to help each other, guys. That's the important thing. As long as we help each other, as long as we, join groups and spread the word and let people know where all these figures are and help people to find them, we're going to keep beating these scalpers, and we are going to be able to, keep these in the hands of collectors where they belong. MIS1, hey, Jay, I picked up a bat from Walmart today, the only one left on the shelf, along with 4 gung-hos. Woo, 4 gung-hos. And now another gung-ho is coming? That's the thing, right? It's hilarious. No problem. I'll tell you. My pleasure. Reed Prebel. Good to see you, my friend. How's it going? Did you see the 1/6 scale G.I. Joes? I have 2 of them, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. 1/6 scale GI Joes. Did you see the one? I mean, yeah, they're all here. Reed. Oh, sorry, 1/6 scale. I haven't seen them yet. You're talking about Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, obviously. No, I haven't. Are they as good like the Mego ones? Right? How do they look? Reed, please let us know. Julian Dobbin, where do you stand on loose figures, buy or not to buy? Well, Julian, it depends for me. My personal preference, as with anything, is to have a collection of my own, right? Ones that I can enjoy opening up and getting brand new off the shelf. That would be nice, but I'm not against picking up a character which is out of print, and if it's the only one that I've seen ever, and the secondary market is just absolutely through the roof, and the price is good, I'm absolutely happy to pick up a loose figure if I've been really looking forward to it and I really need it for my collection. 100%. I have no problems with that. That's where I stand for that one. James, Crimson Guardsmen are rumored to come out this year. Ooh, so awesome. I love those guys. Sean, when are they going to bring out some new Transformers lineup? Well, they've announced a whole bunch of them. I mean, like the Legacy line has been announced, and I believe some people have actually seen a couple. I know that Prime versus Prime, I don't know how he gets them early, but he's already reviewed a few of those figures, so they should be on their way. Again, international shipping is the biggest problem right now, so that's where we stand. Rodimus, I'm still waiting on my Fortnite Snake Eyes from Hasbro Pulse. That's going to be much later in the year, Rodimus. I've heard it's going to be October or something like that. It's going to be quite the long wait, which is weird. Reed, I'm sorry. The 3-0 toys. There you go. I see what you're saying. I'm looking forward to what's it called? The Power Rangers. I'm really looking forward to those. I haven't seen the GI Joe versions, but hopefully they'll look really good. James, 2 waves, not W. Sorry, not W. Okay, I'm pretty sure it was in there. Someone. Oh, there we go. 2 waves. I got you. All right, no problem. That's fine, James. We all make mistakes, don't we? All right, so guys, now that we've caught up with the chat, first of all, I'm going to say cheers to everybody. Clink, clink, bing. I am going to have to get that that mug soon. I really would like to get it. Yeah. So that's not what I wanted. What the heck? Oh, that's why. So guys, let's get into this discussion about reissues and repaints. So the very first, why is he first? That doesn't make any sense. It should be this way. All right, the very first person we have to talk about, in terms of, we could easily start with, we could fill up this entire episode with, what's it called? We could fill this entire episode with Star Wars reissues and repaints. So let's not do that. Let's start with something a little bit more, recent and a little bit more, obvious. I think I'll put it that way. Roadblock, yes, Roadblock, and by extension, the very first wave of GI Joe Classified, Scarlet, what's it called? Scarlet Duke, Scarlet Duke. I guess I'll turn around. Scarlet Duke, and Roadblock. Yeah. So, yeah, particularly those 3. Scarlet Duke and Roadblock. Wasn't there somebody else? Hold on, let me just double check here. I thought there was one more reissue. No, I guess that was it. Scarlet Duke, Roadblock, or Scarlet Duke and Roadblock. Those 3 in the very first part of the very first wave. Snake Eyes didn't really need to. He's just all black anyway. But this is a clear-cut example of what's happening with repaints and reissues. Obviously, the GI Joe Classified series was marred, and a lot of questions came up about their overall paint scheme, their overall design. Right, it wasn't classic enough. It wasn't what people remember as being GI Joe from their youth. Right, like a lot of people were just saying, why did they look like this? What's with all the gold? What's with all the what's with the tattoo? What's with the goatee? this isn't Roadblock, right? A lot of people were just saying a lot of those things when they first got released, and it was pretty much discovered later that these GI Joes were based off of the video game, which came out later that year. Now, ask how many people have actually played that game. I sure as heck haven't. I was more interested in actually collecting the figures, right? So there was a lot of people who were basically not so much backlash, but there was a lot of questions of like why are we getting these types of figures, right? It just doesn't make sense. And that those questions kept continuing until about the time we got Destro. Once we got Destro, I think people started looking at that and like, wow, Destro actually looks good. And I think Destro was, if correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but Destro was part of the first wave, wasn't he? He's number 3, right? So Destro out of all the figures in the first wave, right? I think Destro was the one who was most sought after because he's the only one who sort of had that classic Destro look, right? His actual design wasn't too far removed from the original GI Joe line. So I think a lot of people were really trying to grab Destro. I remember having a very hard time finding Destro myself. So once those things started coming back, and I think, well, sorry, just I'd be amiss if I didn't mention the weapons, right? Destro has a golden gun, right? But he also has this weird looking ray gun blaster over here. I'm holding it with the wrong hand. But anyways, his weapon, his blaster was very Nerf looking, right? That's I think a lot of people were saying the same things. They're like, what's with these weapons, right? They have gold on them. They have weird Glocks. They look very, very strange. Like what's up with those weapons, right? And I think that what ended up happening was a lot of people started realizing, these things can easily become Nerf weapons, right? So there was a sort of like Hasbro crossover, right? And these could actually become, be transported into Nerf type weapons. So that's where a lot of people got upset in terms of its overall homage and history for GI Joe, right? But it was also these weird funky colors. They had again the silver or gold shin pads, right? These weird shoulder details, right? The freaking gloves, like why are they wearing gloves? Like a lot of questions were coming up for a lot of these figures, and at the end, it was just something where a lot of people were just not happy with the first line. So much so that the longevity of, I didn't even realize that there's no tab on this one. That's weird. I did not know that. Odd. Yeah, the longevity of the action figures was put into question, right? Would this line last? Like, is it something that people wanted to support going forward? And then it in terms of Roadblock's overall legacy, it didn't exactly help his cause when the very next figure released for the exclusive Cobra Island collection, Target exclusive Cobra Island collection, was another Roadblock. And you know what? People were like, what? Why is another Roadblock being issued? And then there was another question, is like, who is this guy? This isn't Roadblock. A lot of people started saying, this looks like heavy duty. Like, why are we getting a Roadblock who's not Roadblock? Right? And he even comes with the exact same gun that Roadblock came with, which is what looks like a railgun. And it was just repainted and has broiler on the side of it. Like, again, a lot of interesting decisions made by Hasbro. But when you really look at this figure, if you actually take off Roadblock's vest, you'll actually see that he has the same standard buck that all of the bigger characters share, across the line, right? His pants are exactly the same. They're just, again, colored differently, right? You can see it's that gold knee pad, right? It's now black, and the shin pads are basically the same thing. They're just colored differently, right? So this again, but this was just an exclusive figure for Target. So because it's because of the exclusivity, and I will talk about this false scarcity. This is just one of those things where they were hoping that, people are going to want to have to buy this. It's an exclusive. There aren't that many compared to the general release. And this is something which we can pump out, in droves. But I think they really did make a mistake in this instance making this into Roadblock. I think a lot of people at the end of the day were correct. This should have been heavy duty. Like that's who this should have been. This should have been a completely different character. And why not? You know what I mean? There's so many different characters in the G.I. Joe line. Why not make this into heavy duty? Why not make it into something completely different? And that's basically where I think things really started to show themselves. But Hasbro being Hasbro, they decided in their ultimate wisdom to release another Roadblock. This is where things get really just kind of ludicrous. I mean, this is the exact same Roadblock as this, right? But for whatever reason, I guess they heard the criticisms that were coming from the fans, and they're like, you know what, people want the original Roadblock in his original colors, so let's tone down the colors. Let's make his pants all the same color. Let's make his boots more or less the same, right? Let's get him as close to Roadblock as possible, right? His skin color is gonna turn a little bit darker, right? Let's get into that to something a little bit more G.I. Joe-ish, right? And it's met with mixed results. A lot of people were like, why bother? Why bother with this character? Some people took it in stride. Some people actually grabbed it and collected it. Again, in some ways with the false idea that or the idea that maybe this is going to be a unique character in the line, and it's a variant, right? Everyone's into variants. Like collectors, unfortunately, the OCD that we have, this is what happens, right? You have to have every single character in the line. I haven't gone that far yet. Actually, that's a lie. I did pick up the 2, but they were on sale. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So that's the situation on this Roadblock. I still have to find Duke though. Duke is the only one I haven't been able to find in his subdued colors. But now, if you're keeping up with the math, that's 1, 2, 3 different Roadblocks released pretty much in the same year, like a little bit, between 2019 and 2020. Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. So that in and of itself, when you're looking at reissues and repaints, holy crap! One color scheme, one brand new exclusive character. When you really think about it, still just a repaint and a new head sculpt. That's probably the biggest difference. And then a completely repainted figure, not completely, but basically a redecoed out figure. That's 4 characters that's 4 different Roadblocks, if you will. Again, there's a lot of contention as to whether or not this is actually Roadblock. That's 3 different Roadblocks in the span of over the span of a year. That's kind of nuts. That's kind of ridiculous, and it really does harken to the idea that if you have a mold which you can actually make money off of, they're gonna keep reusing that mold. And you know what? With Hasbro in general, this is their MO. This is their modus operandi. This is how they make money, right? They'll take us a buck. They'll reconfigure the character in a slightly different way. Like take legs from this guy, put a new head on this guy. Reuse the arms from another guy. This is their basic way of making more money. And again, as I stated earlier, that's a common practice, a very, very common practice in the industry. So yeah, but in terms of G.I. Joe, just specifically, Roadblock has just been one of those characters. They just keep pumping him out. It's crazy, right? And sometimes you have to wonder. I see Roadblock on pegs all the time. So is it working? Are people buying this Roadblock? I really don't know. And honestly, if I really had to take a tally of it, I think the answer is no. I don't think people are buying Roadblock. That just seems to be something, in my opinion. It's just kind of weird why they keep doing it. I just don't get it. We're gonna get to another Roadblock in a second, but I just wanted to go back and see if there was any comments thus far. Rodimus, I buy 25th anniversary G.I. Joes on eBay loose as long as they're complete with the file card. Nice. That does make a lot of sense to me. Again, it's all the way you want to collect your action figures. James, Toy Snowman had the 3016 Joes. I still have Snake Eyes Affleck. Affleck? I'm thinking that's autocorrect, James. Please tell me what that means. Jermaine, I'm liking the Book of Boba Fett Black Series line so far. Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to actually hopefully showing up in Toys R Us, and that we'll be able to get them soon. Reed, you are a great man. Well, thank you, Reed. I appreciate that. I'm not exactly sure that's entirely true, but thank you. I do appreciate that. Sean, hey Jay, how's it going? Good to see you, Sean. Glad there's a live stream tonight and great topic. Always awesome to watch. Thank you, Sean. Really appreciate it. Good to see you, my friend. Reed, I love your channel. Thank you, Reed. You're awesome, my friend. Rodimus, Snake Eyes was a reissue in the classified because of defective knife sheaths. The reissue had the knife in the sheath. Also, I had played the G.I. Joe game on Switch. Well, you'd be one of the only people I know who's actually played the game, Rodimus. But that's an interesting note. I did see Michael Mercy kind of showed that you can't put the knife inside the sheath for the original version. So yeah, knowing that that's actually one of the reasons why they did it. Cool. It's really interesting to see that how these things evolve. James, I actually like it when they try to modernize the designs. I absolutely love Cobra Island Roadblock. I just need M2 Browning or at least an M249 for him. Yeah, that would be interesting. Again, not that it didn't appreciate the railguns. They were kind of cool, but honestly, I thought myself that more interesting guns, more realistic guns would have been more sought after, and a lot of people seem to agree. Sean, I bought the G.I. Joe game for my kids for Nintendo Switch. Not the greatest game. My kids seem to enjoy it, and the fact that they have the figures from the game, nice. That's awesome. Good to hear that some people are actually buying the game. James, that do-rag sold the figure for me. There you go, bro. There you go. Renegade Biker. Hey, Renegade Biker. Good to see you, my friend. Hey, Jan, all doing some Uber driving tonight. Drive safe, my friend. I hope you're doing well and staying safe. Jermaine, I got all 3 roadblocks now. I need the newest one of the OG version. Nice. And that's exactly where we're gonna get to right now, Jermaine. James, as far as I know, okay, I got you. Actually, I have the Joe game on Steam. I tried to like it. Well, don't try too hard. Don't try too hard. You have to like something if you like it, not because you bought it. And as Jermaine mentioned, there was a 4th roadblock, and he is Heavy Artillery Roadblock. And you know what? In my opinion, this is my preferred roadblock. This is the one they should have. And a lot of people, and a lot of people's sentiment is the same. A lot of people do believe that this is the roadblock that they should have issued the very first time. And you know what? The thing about this is it's not as difficult as people think. This is still the same roadblock in the same buck and the same style. Again, underneath this vest is what you see here with Heavy Artillery Roadblock. Heavy Duty Roadblock. I'm gonna put it that way, right? That's what you actually. If you peel this away, right, you'll get this buck right here, right? And then if you peel this and if you repaint this, what do you know? You get this. This is actually the figure that you're gonna get overall. It's almost like an evolution. It went from this to this to this finally, and now we have the roadblock that we were waiting for all this time. Great roadblock. He really does look the part. He looks absolutely amazing. Looks like he literally jumped out of the cartoon screen. Seriously, he's got his army fatigues. He's got his camouflage, tank top. He's got the what's it called? The army helmet, right? The general infantry helmet. He's got these straps on his arms, which is a new addition. That's the one thing that definitely they added from. There were no straps here except for this, one piece vest, right? This roadblock did not have any straps, and this one, again, really matches the character in terms of what it looks like. Obviously, Heavy Artillery refers to his minigun, which is I don't know how people call this a minigun. The damn thing's absolutely massive. It's freaking huge, right? It's a Gatling gun, right? And it's huge. But if you look at the tank top, the legs, they are the exact same. Again, you look down here, these are the same legs as these, right? And these are the same legs as these. So there you go. Right? Once again, we do have reuse all across the board. And if you look carefully, these shin guards are the same thing as these shin guards. And these shin guards are the same thing as these shin guards. And the boots are the same thing as what he has here. It literally is 4 times over now. 4 times over. We actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 reuses of the exact same figure 4 times over. New head sculpt, right? But like I said, you peel away that vest. What's underneath is this buck, And if you look at that, it's the exact same as this buck. You look at that, it's the exact same as this buck. The only real difference here for all three characters is the heads. That is really the only thing, and it's absolutely incredible that they got away with it 4 times. But as collectors, this is the life we lead, right? Once they release a character, it's G.I. Joe. We have to start collecting it so they'll support the line. So we bought this one. We made some complaints, right? They issued a new roadblock who's supposed to be, a lot of people are saying it's heavy duty. They re-released this roadblock in more traditional colors. People are still kind of like, whatever. And then finally they released the real roadblock, the one that everybody wanted. And now there's still people who are upset about this one too. It never ends, guys. It never ends. But the one thing that's consistent across all 4 of these figures is the fact that they're all the same freaking body. They are all the same body. The only thing really different is the head. All of them are even wearing the same freaking gloves, for crying out loud. They're all the exact same figure. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely nuts. A few additions here and there. Obviously, his thigh pouch is different in all the between Cobra Island roadblock to here. They're 2 different they're 2 different thigh pouches, and of course these two roadblocks don't even have a thigh pouch. So yeah, it's just fascinating the way companies do it. But the overall idea is they do it to make money, and you know what? They do it right. Hasbro by now is a master at this craft. They know how to make characters out of other characters. They know how to use the different bucks to actually make other figures that make more sense, to make them the maximum amount of money that they can with what little they have. It's absolutely crazy. It really is. But they're masters at it now. They know exactly how to do it. And you know what? People keep buying them. And that's actually how they keep reissuing these things, and we keep buying these things. What a bunch of suckers we are. I love it. I'm a sucker. Just absolutely crazy. But having said that, you know what? You just got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, did I buy this? And the answer is yes. I bought 2 of them, right? Yes, I did buy Heavy Artillery roadblock. I did buy that roadblock, and I did buy the other roadblock, and I even bought. And I also bought the what's it called? The Cobra Island roadblock. So yes, I literally have bought all 4 roadblocks. Crazy to think that I've actually bought roadblock 4 times over. Holy crap! It works. It just damn works. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Oh my gosh, just nuts. Renegade Biker. I was creating a figure stand for the Ninja Strike figures by the way of Tinker Card. Nice. Is that a 3D modeling service? That's awesome. MIS1. No, Jay, that's the new mold. That's not a painted. That's not painted. Look on. That's not painted on. Look at it closer. No, brother. It's the exact same thing. It is. It's 3 times. It's 4 times over, man. It's the exact same. It's the exact same character. You just have to look at it carefully. They put some new text. Like I'll give you this. For this roadblock, they have put a new texture on the what's it called? On the what are they called again? I keep wanting to say wife something, but I'm sorry, tag top. Yeah, it look, guys. If you look carefully, it's basically the same thing. Like the traps are the same. Everything's the same. The overall sculpt is the same. The only thing different. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll give you this. They've actually put in a new collar, right, on the traps. But if you really look carefully at the figure, it's the same freaking thing. It really is. He really hasn't changed that much at all, right? It's basically the same character. Okay, you know what? Maybe there can be something argued about. Okay, fine. You know what? Not looking at it one more time, it might be his torso is different, but I don't think you can argue that these legs are the exact same legs. These are the exact same legs 3 times over. Seriously, these are the exact same legs. That I don't think we can argue at all. Right? These are the same legs as these. Right? Hey, freak off. Right? I think the only thing they did was remove this this shield on roadblock. That seems to be different. But definitely these legs, these boots are exactly the same, right? again, it's the way Hasbro was able to cleverly manipulate different pieces from different figures to create the same figure. But in this case, honestly, he's basically the same figure 3 times over. It's crazy. It is literally crazy. He's even got the butterfly shoulders. Like seriously, this is just crazy. Out of the four, he is the best. I'm not arguing that at all. Out of the four, he is the absolute best figure in that line, 100%. I will I'll talk about that all day long. But honestly, he literally is just like all GI Joes and all just like all GI Joes eventually and all Marvel figures eventually, they are reissues of each, repaints and reissues of each other. It could be a leg, it could be 2 legs, it could be both arms, it could be, but the only thing really different is always the heads. The heads are the biggest redo on every single character, right? Other than that, they use an arm from somebody here, they use an arm from somebody there, they use a leg from somebody here, they use a leg from somebody there. It literally is a swap out piece, so they don't have to keep remolding each one over and over again. It literally is crazy. So MIS1, I think you are right. There are definitely some pieces here which have been completely redone, but for the most part, his legs are absolutely the same from the previous one. Maybe missing a knee pad. His arms are basically the same. There might be, I don't know if there's actually a new vein in there somewhere or whatever, but the buck is pretty much the same buck. They just added a few more things on. They added a collar onto him, and then the neck piece. But for the most part, he's exactly the same. Seriously. You just look at it. I looked at literally every especially the lower half. He is exactly the same, pretty much. Renegade Biker. I will print it out when I get some hardware using updates from my 3D printers. Nice. James. Heavy Artillery Roadblock was an Amazon exclusive though, and I missed him. They'll likely reissue him as Tiger Force, probably with a new paint scheme. So yeah, once again, we'll get a 5th Roadblock. Just crazy, man. Just crazy. Jermaine, I hope they bring out Cobra Law figures. I like to see a classified Nemesis Enforcer. That would be sick. But I think we still have to get to the Serpentor arc before we even get anywhere near there, Jermaine. Renegade Biker. The Tinker Card is a basic online CAD website, Jay. There you go. I was saying the same thing. It's just I was thinking it was a 3D warehouse. Reed. The sideshow GI Joe is way overpriced. Cobra Commander is like $390. They were $200 retail release, retail US. Really? Sideshow's marking it up that much? Where were they being Reed? If you don't mind me asking, where were they being sold for $200? I've never heard that before. Where were they being sold for $200? Please let us know. Renegade. I have other designs that I want to do aside from making the vehicles for GI Joe 6-inch figures, and also make it remote control vehicles, as well as maybe even diorama backgrounds as well. Yes, you keep mentioning that, Renegade, and I hope to see more of your work, guys. If you haven't checked out Renegade Biker's channel, please do. He's got some really cool reviews on displays and some of his projects for remote controlled vehicles. Definitely give him a like and a follow. Tell him Jay sent you. I was thinking that maybe even a diorama background for the trees from Cobra Law. Interesting. Yeah, the man-eating trees. Rodimus Prime. I'm happy I was able to get a Heavy Artillery Roadblock, or as I call him, G1 Roadblock. Yes. It was fortunate for a bunch of us to actually get them. Now, James, I do believe if you go to hold on, let me just check it out. What's that? eBay.ca? Sorry, hold on. Amazon.ca. I thought, and this is only a thought, but I could have sworn that they actually had heavy artillery roadblock back up for pre-order. Let me just check. I could have sworn so. Anyway, let me just double check it. I could have sworn it was a thing. Hold on. Let me check. Looking. It's a NAS drive. That's a NAS car. All right. Oh, there it is. Let's find out. Crap. Yeah, unfortunately, it's currently unavailable right now. That sucks. That really does suck. But having said that, I thought that .com, I thought Amazon.com might have had them too. Hold on, let me just double check. Holy crap! The bats are selling for $51 US. That is not cool, man. That is not cool. All right, let's see where they are. I'm pretty sure. Huh. There he is. Crap. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's been inflated to $50 from resellers on Amazon. Dang, that sucks. That really does suck. Holy crap. The Milky Way. Yeah, that's one thing that always got me, man. Like the code names for these guys, like seriously. Who puts a code name for heavy artillery roadblock as the Milky Way? Like seriously. Like what does that make sense to anybody? Like I am so that is just funny for me. CS mission Milky Way, like just crazy. I'm never gonna understand that. That I don't even know where that's supposed to be. Like, is that some sort of joke? Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Wow, 390. That's crazy, Reed. That is just absolutely nuts. Where are we here? Do you remember me? Maybe. I hope to. Nemesis Enforcer was copyrighted in 1987. The name was changed to Enforcer. Really? Is that really what happened? Do you remember me? Huh. That's too bad because Nemesis Enforcer is one of the best names for any character ever. That's so awesome. I mean, the Nemesis from Resident Evil sort of right, but Nemesis Enforcer? No, I'm sorry. That's one of the greatest names in cartoon history. Freaking crazy. Jermaine, yeah, I can't wait to see Serpentor and Dr. Mindbender. Yeah, that'd be great. I hope Mindbender comes with a trouble bubble or something. Reed, it was about 7 or 9 years ago at the comic store. Oh, okay, well it's been inflated then. It's been inflated. The prices has been inflated then. Reed. James, OG field team leader. Ah, there you go. Got you. Crazy. Yeah, so definitely Roadblock is one of those extreme characters who's been reissued multiple times in the same freaking series. Like, that's actually kind of crazy. That's kind of nuts. I haven't heard. I don't know too many other characters who that's been. The honor has been bestowed upon them for that. But moving on, I mean, like there are multiple characters that have had reissues, and this is one of the This is probably one of the worst ones in my opinion. This is one of those examples where we have a wonderful character from the 86 movie, and he's being re-released as Coronation Starscream, but there's literally nothing different about him. He's the exact same freaking character being reissued. No new colors, no new paint scheme, no nothing. He literally is the exact same figure. That in and of itself shouldn't be a problem normally, but it's just the price tag that comes along with this guy is just like ridiculous. He was a Voyager class figure. Here in Canada, I think he was like $39.99. In the US, I believe he was $29.99. And that price, kind of like, wow, that's not cheap. Now in the US, I think he's now $50, like $49.99 for Starscream. Here in Canada, he's going to be like the actually no, isn't he? What's he classified now? Is he a leader class? Is that what he's classified now as? So wouldn't he be like again again $50 US and $70 Canadian? Like just a crazy price for this particular character. And and arguably you just get you literally get Starscream again, from the deluxe. Sorry, not deluxe. You get a Voyager Starscream again, and you get pieces to put on top of him. You get a crown. You get a crown. You get shoulder pads, and you get a cape. As beautiful as those things are, and as wonderful as the engineering behind them is, how the cape folds out and how the shoulder pads actually attach. The fact that you can remove both his laser, his null rays to actually put on the sides there so they don't get away. And that beautiful freaking crown that everyone wants. He literally is just a freaking straight up reissue, no repaint, no nothing version of Starscream. Like, that is literally, in my opinion, the absolute laziest way to do a reissue. Like, oh my gosh, short of a real, just a straight reissue, exact same character in the same packaging, the same everything. That is understandable in and of itself. But to market this guy as a Coronation Starscream from the movie and literally not give him anything more, anything special, anything else, like that to me is just kind of that blows my mind. Like, some special markings, some please stay away from the freaking battle damage. Just that's the one thing about the freaking siege characters that just bugged the frick out of me. That I just could not I could not get on board with battle worn Transformers. But something, just do something to the character, because they do that with the Netflix special editions, right? They actually give them a slightly different green, a slightly different blue, a little bit of a darker tone, something along those lines, something else, right? Make him special, because literally, I can literally take my original Starscream, do Russian roulette with them, hide the shell. I can literally hide the shells with them, and I'd never ever know which Starscream was which. I'm hoping by some miracle that this tiny little code here, I'm wondering if this leg code, right, this one here, I'm wondering if this leg code is the only difference between the Starscreams. I'm wondering if that's the only difference between the Starscreams at all, right? And you know what? Your mind starts to wonder about these types of things. Like, did they recall all the unsold Starscreams and repackage them into this Starscream? Like, sometimes my mind goes that way. You know what I mean? It's just funny how the mind works. But seriously, there is literally absolutely, and I'm not even exaggerating this. There is nothing different about this Starscream compared to the original Voyager Starscream. He is literally the exact same. What the heck's going on here? He's literally the exact same freaking character over again. Like, oh my gosh. Having said that, he looks awesome. He looks freaking awesome. And of course I'm going to buy him. He's part of the 869. I need to finish my 86 movie, a Unicron collection. I need to finish that thing, right? But I just look at this thing. I'm like, this is where I sort of get. This is sort of where it bugs me. For these reissues, me particularly, right? This is where I literally look at this thing. I'm like, God damn it, what am I paying for here? You know what I mean? Like, I literally have this guy twice now, and that's where, as a collector, you have to sort of start thinking to yourself, like, when is it really becoming a when is it really becoming a problem for yourself? when is it that you start buying three of the same thing? You know what I mean? Like, that's where that comes from. But I need that throne. I need that I need that Nemesis throne. There's another one, the freaking Nemesis, right? I need it. I need the freaking throne. I need the throne. I need that shoulder pad. I need that crown. I need that freaking cape. So it's they got you, man. Like, Hasbro's smart. Hasbro's smart. They, like, all these toy companies, man. They're all smart. They do whatever they can to actually make the most money off of the figures that they've already got. It's crazy. It's crazy, and we all fall for it. We all fall for it, guys. It's just. That is what it is. It's the way the toy industry goes. That is the way it's always going to be. It's absolutely crazy, absolutely freaking crazy, just insane. Okay, Reed. Do you remember me? Nemesis Enforcer was a rock band in the '80s that sued the cartoon band. Ooh, I did not know that. That's interesting. Holy cow! Who was Nemesis Enforcer? Nemesis Enforcer. Rock band. All right. Okay, wait a second. There is no band. I can't find anything about a band. There's a song. There's a song, Nemesis Enforcer by Supreme Pain. I'm not sure if that makes any sense to anybody. Nemesis Enforcer CD. Crying out loud. Okay, Enforcer was a band. I'm not saying anything about. I'm not saying anything about a band. I'm seeing Enforcer. I'm not seeing anything about Nemesis Enforcer. Hold on. Nemesis Enforcer. Okay, here we go. There's a version 1. I'm checking the Joepedia now because I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. All right, 1987, he had a first release, and then he had another. Yeah, he had another version release in 2008. Nemesis Immortal. Oh, okay. So Nemesis Immortal, is that the name change you're talking about? Because Nemesis Immortal was released in the 5th wave of comic packs in 2008. The pack also included Lieutenant Falcon as an original issue of issue 3. So there was Nemesis Enforcer, and then there was Nemesis Immortal. Nemesis Immortal. Okay, so now he's called Nemesis Immortal. But there doesn't seem to be anything about a controversy on that level. Nemesis Bodyguard, la la la. Animated continuity. Yeah, it doesn't seem to. Okay, Nemesis Enforcer. I'm gonna check Nemesis Immortal. Nemesis Immortal. All right, here we go. Joepedia. Nemesis Enforcer. It doesn't say anything about the Nemesis Immortal. Okay, it's an alias. So the alias is Nemesis Immortal. I can't seem to find anything about a lawsuit or anything from the band. They might have forced them to drop the name Enforcer, which is kind of weird. I just can't seem to find anything about any lawsuits or anything on that level. Weird. I guess we'll find out, because right now it doesn't seem like there's actually any. I can't seem to find anything here about. Yeah, I can't seem to find anything here about any lawsuits or anything along the idea that they had to drop the name Enforcer. As a matter of fact, from the comic book where he got renamed to Immortal, it's because it's more over the idea that he is immortal. All right. What does it say here about Nemesis Immortal? All right. My year's estimation, Nemesis seems you the movie the first time. Nemesis Immortal. Much like Footloose, la 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 la. Immortal has pinkish skin. What is the history of this guy? What happened to him? Nemesis Immortal now. Okay. Okay, so Cobra Law isn't one of the most popular facets of the Joe lore. What are you talking about? I was also pretty surprised when Nemesis Enforcer, now Nemesis Immortal, joined the ranks of the modern Joes on a comic pack with Lieutenant Falcon. I couldn't have been happier when I saw that it was set. It's a great look. Yeah, there's not much information on Nemesis Immortal. It doesn't seem like there's any real reason why they did that. But I think it's just because he got resurrected in the comics, which is why they call him Nemesis Immortal. I don't think it actually was anything to do with the band. At least not according to any of these websites. Like, I can't find any information on that. I'm sorry, guys. I got stuck on that train. Do you remember me? If you have an article or something else that that explains that. None of the articles I just looked up have any explanation as to why they even bothered changing his name. That's crazy. Renegade, I think that the Furai, Storm Shadow, and Snake Eyes and the motorcycle kit that I pre-ordered for Into Earth, hopefully they'll be shipped out to me starting next month. That would be great. Timmy, K. Poindexter Jr. Esquire. Kumusta ka, Mr. J, Mr. J Mega? Mobute, Timmy, good to see you, my friend. How are you doing tonight? Jermaine, I like the KO version of that Starscream better. Oh, Jermaine, don't bring that in here. We could actually start talking about that. Renegade Biker, I'm hoping that I will be getting the retro version of Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes O-Ring figures hopefully this week. I hope that I will eventually get the Mego Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. Good luck to you, my friend. That should be great. Let us know how that goes. Rodimus Prime. Well, the Studio Series 86 Starscream also has opening hands. That's interesting. Yeah, so that is actually one thing that they did add. The only thing they added. So yes, that would make him extremely unique. I forgot about his opening hand. So there you go, Rodimus Prime. He is not exactly the same. So there you go. Rodimus Prime has shown me up. Fishbrella Corporation. Umbrella knows what you want. Yes, I know. Damn Umbrella. Stop working for them, Fishbrella. Stop working for them. Armando. Hey, Armando. Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing tonight? I'm going to block you now. YouTube is being weird. The OG field leader comment was supposed to be with me being elated about the fact that we're getting Stalker. Okay, I don't understand. Did they block a comment of yours, James? I don't really know what that means. Rodimus, I have the Nemesis of Force and Lieutenant Falcon from that 2-pack. Ooh, nice. Do you remember me? All I know is that it was changed to do copyright. The Netflix show, The Toys That Made Us, talked about the lawsuit. Oh, okay. I'll have to look it up. But again, no information is online. So maybe you're right. Maybe they did actually have some sort of issues, or maybe they made it up. TV shows do that sometimes, but I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't really know. Saturday Morning Comics. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Saturday Morning Comics. Thank you for being on the stream. James, Rodimus Prime 1982 actually liked Falcon because G.I. Joe had very few infantry officers, but the movie ruined him for me. But he's not infantry though. He's not. He's an officer, right? I actually like Falcon because G.I. Joe had few infantry officers, but the movie ruined him for me. But he's an officer though, isn't he, James? Like that's a weird way to talk about it. Maybe I'm not reading that right. Reed, have you heard of 3A Transformers? They have a couple of coming out on Amazon. I have heard of 3.0 Transformers. I think if that's what you're talking about. So yeah, they're a bit too pricey for me, honestly. I'm not sure if I'd be interested. And I'm not into non-transforming Transformers. In my opinion, what you're called Transformer because you transform, not because you're a freaking not because you're an action figure. That's just me. Rodimus at James, not as bad as Deke almost ruining all of the G.I. Joe with their cartoon. Well, sometimes it happens. You give it to another studio, things start to happen. Things start to change. Jermaine, but I'm still going to buy him. LOL. I just got to finish my 8.6 collection too. That's exactly what I'm doing, brother. That's exactly what I'm doing. Saturday Morning Cartoons. No noob question here. Why does Coronation Starscream appear to be so popular? Oh, Saturday Morning Comics. First of all, Starscream in general is popular. A, Starscream in general is popular. B, Coronation Starscream is actually when he became the leader of the Decepticons. And C, he literally got fried the same day he was coronated. It was awesome. The whole trio, that whole trifecta of things that came together. He became the leader of he became leader of the Decepticons. He got coronated and got a crown, and then he was destroyed. That little trifecta there, that is the reason. There you go. That is the reason why Starscream, Coronation Starscream is so sought after. Absolutely insane. So it's not exactly a new question, but we might as well answer it now. James, officer can be an infantry if you're thinking enlisted, which would be your grunts and non-commissioned officers, sergeants. Yeah, but he's a lieutenant, right? And a lieutenant is not like enlisted. The farthest you can go with enlisted is sergeant, is it not? Once you get to lieutenant, you're an officer, right? An actual officer. I guess just by the fact that he's on the ground means that he must be infantry, right? I suppose that's what you're talking about. But I always was under the impression that officers could not rank above sergeant until they go to officer school. But again, I have no idea. I'm not anywhere in that camp. So James, if you know better than I do, I salute you. I salute you. There you go. Saturday Morning Comics. I knew all that. Oh well, still doesn't make sense to me. He's just a very popular character. Saturday Morning Comics. He's just a very, very popular character. And come on, man, the shoulder pads. How much more 80s can you be with shoulder pads, dude? Shoulder pads. Come on. I found an all the other day. Nice. That's awesome. Nas a great figure. Rodimus, I hope Hasbro makes G.I. Joe Troopers and the Steel Brigade Troops for the classified line so good guys can make yes. I'm hoping they make more grunts, you know what I mean, and more of the figure. I was really happy with what Super 7 did with their reaction line. Those general infantry Joes that look, they have the same getup as Duke. You know what I mean, pretty much. The only thing different is they have a helmet and they don't have any red markings. They should have more of those infantry troops. Like seriously. Jose de la Cruz, hey Jose, good to see you, my friend. Hey Jay, how's everything going, buddy? As for me, I'm hoping to buy the Bad Batch 4-pack next month on eBay instead of Amazon because it's more expensive in Amazon. Wow. Which Bad Batch 4-pack are you talking about? Are you talking about the Mission Fleet one? If you're talking about the Mission Fleet one, we have them here at Walmart. They're all over the place. But if there's a special edition Bad Batch 4-pack Black Series, that would be so crazy. I wish I could get that. That's crazy. Yeah, Jose, let me know. If you ever see him, let me know right away. James, infantry. Oh, okay, no problem. Saturday Morning Comics. I got Coronation Starscream, my first toy hunt. He was an RED figure. Again, for me, RED, whatever. Transformers supposed to transform. That's yeah. He looks good though. I'm not gonna lie. He looks good. He does look like a really good figure. But I need Transformers to transform. That's why I buy Transformers. James, infantry would be ground troop, not armored, not cavalry, not flight or naval. No, I understand what infantry is, James. I get that. I'm just curious. I didn't know that you could be enlisted and still become an officer. I didn't know that that's a possibility. I had no idea. Do you remember me? I never understood toy companies that never made certain characters or vehicles in their cartoons, which the cartoon was made to sell toys in the first place. I mean, that's the thing about cartoons. They can go in any direction. They can create characters on their own and never actually make them. When a toy line comes out, it's not necessarily following the cartoon. Sometimes it's following the comics. That happens a lot. So yeah, it really all depends on how the toy manufacturer decides to go with it. And sometimes toys just don't. Certain characters are not made because they just for whatever reason are not in the product development line. That happens too. Again, the toy industry is very different from the cartoon industry and vice versa. Like, sometimes it just happens. But there's always a clamoring from fans to actually get these toys out after they see them in the cartoons. So yeah, interesting. Barry, we need a classified cover girl. Yes, Barry, you are absolutely right. We definitely need a classified cover girl. 100%. That is not even a joke. Absolutely, we need a classified cover girl. You're not going to get any argument from me on that one, my friend. That is just a for me. That's a foregone conclusion. That is a foregone conclusion for me there. Jose de la Cruz, vintage 4-pack. Oh, vintage. Okay, vintage 4-pack. I didn't even know that was a thing. They actually have a vintage 4-pack for. Damn Amazon! They canceled my the vintage 4-pack I had for the clones, Captain Rex and the other 4 captains. I was really upset when they did that. Like, out of stock. I was like, you don't offer it and then freaking ran out of stock, you idiots. Crazy. James Shapiro, Barry Allen, 100%. Yes, absolutely. Do you remember me? Great example of an unmade cartoon character was the 1980s TMNT human Baxter Stockman. This is true. Yeah, they've never made Baxter Stockman as a human. That's interesting. That's an interesting point. That is an interesting point. Hopefully, Super 7 or NECA will fix that. But the reality is, Baxter Stockman didn't stay human for very long. I think that's actually the case. Saturday morning comics, yeah, but I was never good at transforming, and red looks great in the box. This is true. If you're an inbox collector, they look amazing. James at Barry, blonde or redhead though? That's a good question. Also, we need classified Wolverine for CoverGirl to drive. Oh, that's hilarious. Green, no, actually that makes sense. You're right. Maybe she'll come in a vehicle pack. Maybe she will. Reed, I'm just wondering how do you have any? I'm just wondering, do you have any 12-inch action figures? The answer is no. I might dip my toe into that very soon, but so far no. I'm thinking about the 3-0 Power Rangers though. That's my next thought. James, Amazon canceled a bunch of AEW figures for me. Yeah, I know your pain. I know, just freaking stupid and terrible. Damn Amazon. And what are you going to do? You're going to sue them? The answer is no. You can't do that. Jay Smith. Hey, Jay Smith. Good to see you, my friend. We need a lot of figures that come with vehicles made in classified. This is true. But classified, like, vehicles are hard to make and they don't sell well. That's the real big problem, as we can see. Fizzle G. Good evening, Jay. Fizzle G. Good to see you, my friend. How you doing tonight? Barry, James, one with two heads, blonde and red. Oh, that would be neat. That's actually a good idea. Or, like Lady J, you can remove her hair and you can actually put it back on top. That would be cool too. Jose de la Cruz, I don't like Amazon ordering. I also had my order canceled back for one of the Black series, and that's why I don't order on Amazon anymore. That's a good policy, but sometimes they have these exclusives which we just can't ignore. Just like Roblox, heavy artillery Roblox. Renegade. Jay, I think I'm going to have to make a list of vehicles that were never made for the G.I. Joe line, so that like that Cobra transport jet and the flying Cobra hooded plane as well. That's true. You should definitely make all that lists. 100%, my friend. I would do it. Just because. Yes, indeed. All of these repaints and reissues, and we continue with the new G.I. Joe Classified series. And these are, again, just like heavy artillery roadblock. These figures, at least gung ho. Honestly, I'm not going to say too much about this outside of my own thoughts. But seriously, this version of gung ho, not that I don't like him, I think he's fine, right? I think that this version of gung ho is okay. He's fine, but come on, this version of gung ho versus this version of gung ho. Who do you think, is the better gung ho? I'm an old school G.I. Joe fan, so the answer is going to be the answer. The answer is going to be, how do we do this? The answer is going to be this guy. This guy is the gung ho that I want right here. This guy, right? This one, I have him. He's cool. He's nice. And now they're reissuing him like 10 times over. So, there you go. But I got him. I don't need another one. I need this guy. This is my guy. I really need this gung ho. He looks awesome. Can't wait to actually get him in the collection. And again, in a lot of ways, they got us, man. They got us. They know what we want. They know that they can get it. They know that they can get away with it, and they have. They're reissuing all these characters and these figures as they come out. He looks awesome, but again, he's a lot of reuse as well. Like a lot of this stuff is on the original gung ho, right? His face is brand new. He's got a brand new vest, right? The body itself, though, unless those are pinless elbows, because I'm not sure if they are or they aren't. But seriously, this is the same gung ho body for the most part, just a new head, new hat, new vest, right? But yeah, they've got us, man. They've got us. They know exactly how to pluck those heartstrings. They really do. It's just absolutely crazy the way they do these things, right? And then we move on to Lady J. Now, this is another unique way of how they get you. Yes, it's Lady J. Yes, she's got a new color scheme. She looks awesome. Seriously, she's amazing. But a lot of people already had problems with Lady J. So what do? They're Hasbro again, and all these toy companies. Damn, they're smart. They're now introducing classic carded figures. Oh my gosh! Like, talk about being able to milk another set of action figures off of you because of your freaking nostalgia, man. Holy crap! Imagine, if you will, just like the classic carded Marvel figures, just like the classic carded Star Wars figures. Now you're going to get Joes with classic cards. Looking, they're no longer 3 3/4 inch. They're going to be freaking 6-inch figures. This freaking huge card, Beautiful stuff on a classic G.I. Joe card. They know how to get you, man. They know how to get you. They know exactly what to do to get you to buy these freaking figures, man. They know what they're doing, man. They know exactly how to do it, and that's how they make money. Freaking all cardboard, cellophane, that costs nothing. That costs nothing. Making figures and molds and everything like this, that's where the money costs. That's where all the costs come in when you're making figures. So yeah, having this Lady J, she got her more classic colors. She's got a new paint deco to make her look more feminine. I didn't think she looked that bad, really, but that's me, right? But yeah, they're really going for that retro aesthetic, and they know how to get you, man. They know how to get you. Same thing with Destro here. Like seriously, there's nothing really wrong, and I mentioned this in my review. There's nothing wrong with this Destro. This Destro is freaking awesome. As I said earlier, this Destro out of the when the first wave came out, this was the high point of the first line. Like people were very, very happy with this version of Destro, right? This version of Destro was the one to get, right, in the first wave. Now they tweaked them again. He's got black gloves here, right? Whereas the newer version has his full silver gauntlet, his full silver glove, right? His right here, he's got a red thigh pad right in the front. They've made that black to make it more streamlined, right? There are so many different small key ideas. His belt, right? It's a darker gray. Plus, it doesn't have those two red highlights. They've eliminated that. He only has his middle highlight, and the middle highlight is the symbol of Destro's house, right? Again, all these wonderful little cues that come from Destro, right? It's not a gold chain; it's a silver chain, like it was in the cartoon. Again, crazy stuff. These little things that make a big difference for fans. Just crazy. And I think it's a new head sculpt, slightly new anyway. I don't think he's exactly the same. I think it's slightly new. So yeah, man, they know how to get us. They really know how to play with our emotions, man. This is how these things work. And then we have the Baroness. And this one, I think, was a necessity. I really do think this one was important. A lot of people missed out on the Baroness because they don't want to buy the stupid bike, right? So now issuing her as a single release with slightly new deco, which is actually not that much, to be honest with you. But I think some of the texturing on her clothing is a little bit different, right? And her overall face deco is much more in line. Pardon me, guys, with her design. So yeah, this one I think is very important. Definitely a character which a lot of people did miss out on. Now you can't throw a rock without hitting a Cobra coil. So yeah, having this figure in the collection as a standalone, I think a lot of people are going to be gunning after the Baroness. Single carded figure. And if she comes on a freaking retro card, I think people are going to lose their minds. I think that's going to be absolutely crazy. And of course, this is the type of reissue everybody wants. Everybody wants an army builder reissue. Not only that, they're gonna issue a 3-pack with slightly more unique color schemes. Slightly more unique color deco. Right, here we go. Cobra Vipers, 2 straight Cobra Vipers and a captain. Like seriously, that looks awesome. The captain has a gold face shield. Seriously, you cannot get any better than that. This is the type of reissue that people are actually begging for, right? These are the reissues that people want. These are the reissues that people are going to go nuts over, right? And what tends to happen is the 3-packs like this tend to keep their value. These are the ones that are actually going to be, if you can resist the desire to actually open them up, this is the kind of 3-pack that will definitely catch people's attention, catch collectors' attentions, especially the inbox collector. This is the kind of thing that they want. And again, Hasbro knows what they're doing, man. Hasbro knows what they're doing. It's literally crazy how they're able to do this sort of thing. They just got us. They got us by the cojones, man. They got us. They got us. It's crazy. It's crazy how they do that. Just nuts. And like I said, this is the one that's actually going to raise in value for sure. Just freaking crazy, man. Absolutely Absolutely insane. Wow, the chat sort of got away from me. Hold on for a second here. All right, Fizzle G. My Clone Trooper Bad Batch 4-pack from Amazon says March, but I don't believe them. Oh my gosh. I know they canceled mine, so I hope you get yours, Fizzle G. I hope you get yours because they freaking canceled mine. I'm gonna check the link again, see if I can try and get it again, but so far they've canceled it, so I'm really pissed off. Jose de la Cruz, IKR, I know, all these short forms, guys. You can't do this to me. I'm an old man. I don't know what that means. James, Renegade Backer 24, do a Terradrome model that we can paint, that we can print in parts. Ooh, that'd be crazy. That'd be huge too. Fizzle G, the new Gung Ho is way better. Yes, 100%. The OH. Ooh. I'd like the repaint of Gung Ho better. I will be picking him up. Yes, 100%. James, the original Tila looks weird as an adult. The original Teal looks weird as an adult. Gung Ho will probably peg warm. I don't think so. James, I think you're wrong. I think Gung Ho in that original paint scheme will sell like crazy. It's just a nostalgia, my friend. It's just a nostalgia. That's all it really is. At the end of the day, that's really what it comes from. That's really where those things emanate from. And you got to remember that color is how he looked in the cartoon, and that's really where things start to get on people's nostalgia trip. And digital renders always look different. Whenever he finally comes out in the final form, he actually might look really, really good. The color of the teal might actually look I look at it as cyan. The color of the cyan might actually look really, really cool in actual figure form. It remains to be seen. It really does. Chemical Reaction. I like both Gung Ho figures. I also like all the Robot variants. Awesome, man. Awesome. Seriously, I have them all. My favorite will still be the heavy artillery version. But I'm glad you like them. Renegade Biker, James Shapiro. That sounds like a great idea. The original one is a big one, and I'm thinking about a hydraulic lift platform from the Firebat. Crazy. Fizzle G, this Lady J does look better. 100%. She looks awesome. James, can actually be a hydraulic through... can't actually be a hydraulic, though it's sturdy. Maybe a jack system. Well, you guys are working this up amongst yourselves. Crazy. Do you remember me? I loved Alley Viper. I love the Alley Viper, given you would never wear orange and blue camo ever in a war. Ha ha ha. But he was pretty neat at the time. I don't think they were... I don't think they were trying to hide in bushes at all. I think they were just literally infantry, right? I think that's really what they were. They're not trying to hide. They were just they're just grunts like everybody else. James, and as a history geek who loves the Napoleonic era, bright orange on the field isn't that weird. It's not, but man, you would get picked off pretty fast. Sounds interesting. Going to make a list when I get home from Uber. Nice. Barry, the Baroness needs to be in her blue outfit. Not necessarily. It's actually not one of her more popular looks. They need to bring out Snake Eyes in his first appearance. I think they're staying away from that in lieu of Super 7. I think that's the deal that they made. Just like Bazooka and Alpine. Well, Bazooka, I'm hoping they get him too. And you got to remember, the original Bazooka is not Bazooka, right? That's a different character entirely. Fizzle G looks good in red too, Barry. Well, this is true. Crimson Guards, I would take more. Absolutely. Do you remember me? James, the 3-pack should have a female variant like they did for Marvel Legends Shield. I think I've only ever seen the female variant of the Cobra Vipers in the movie. I only saw one female Cobra Viper, and she was one of the Raven pilots too, wasn't she? Besides, why do it in the 3-pack when you can release her as a single? That's what's going to happen. They're going to release her single first, make her really exclusive, and then later down the line they'll release her in the 3-pack. Reed, yeah, you're right. They have us. They have our emotions. They have us. Yes, 100%. Fizzle G, that's a great idea, James. It is, but Palpatine, 1975. Hey, Lord Palpatine, how are you? Hi, Jay. Good morning. Good morning to you, Palpatine. Sorry, late to the channel. No apologies, Palpatine. Good to see you, my friend. Bill Lionaire. Hey, Bill Lionaire. Good to see you, my friend. Can you explain what's wrong with the First Lady J? Nothing. I love the First Lady J. For me, the First Lady J is amazing. There are some people who say she looks like a man. I don't believe so. I think she looks incredible. Everyone's preferences are different, right? Some people say, "Oh, she looks like a boy." You know what? No, she looks awesome. She looks incredible. That's me. And Bill, if you agree, so be it. But then again, I like tomboys, so again, that's just me. That's who I am. Demon 888. Hey, Demon 888. Good to see you. You haven't missed much, my friend. Just a whole bunch of replica, reissue, repaint. So not much. You haven't missed much, my friend. Timothy, oh my gosh, my friend. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Timothy. You're amazing. Thank you, my friend. It's not necessary, but I thank you. Every little bit counts. Thank you, Timothy. You are amazing. Hey, Jay, I'm super excited for that new Gung Ho figure. I think that's the only one I'm getting out of the retro wave so far. Well, there you go, my friend. He's an awesome figure to get, though, isn't he? I love those colors. I love the scheme. I love the way he's been reissued, especially with that marine hat. 100%, he's the one I want in the collection. Absolutely. Thank you again, Timothy, for the super chat. You are amazing, my friend. You're the best. Barry, I don't understand the 3 3/4 inch bash set from the Amazon when 2 of them are cartoon and 2 of them are clone troopers, not in the cartoon, and I'm waiting until March for them. At least you guys are still waiting. Mine got canceled. I was so upset. If somebody can send me a new link to purchase it again, I've been waiting to get my hands on that one. I really hope that I can get it. You guys are so lucky. I'm so jelly. Jermaine Hunter, bring Quick Kick. Frozen the frozen fudges is what a treat. Yeah, that's awesome. I hope they make some cool frozen fudges. That would be awesome. Thank you for that memory there, Jermaine. Bill, agreed. She looks awesome. Absolutely. James, My Lady J was great, especially as a $19 Canadian purchase. Dude, you did well. You did well. The redeco shows 100%. Palpatine, I actually picked up my first G.I. Joe classified Cobra Infantry Trooper, and I'm surprised the face sculpt and paint apps are better than most Star Wars Black Series figures. Honestly, it's a bit of a mixed bag on both sides, my friend. But it is cool that they're getting much better. Do you remember could we ever get a Sergeant Slaughter that would be a classic throwback to the old school? That's going to be tough because Valverse did get to Sergeant Slaughter first, so hopefully they'll be able to make out a deal for the classified series. But knowing the way these things work, it'll probably take another year or so before they can touch it, unless they throw a lot of money at Sergeant Slaughter. James, Palpatine 1975. The Cobra Infantry Trooper is the sculpt that got me into collecting classified. Beautiful. 100%. Barry, yeah, but Jay, I wouldn't doubt it if they canceled mine before March. Well, fingers crossed that they don't, my friend. I hope you're able to get it. If you can fish out that link for me, Barry, I would really appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. All right, guys. So the Cobra Vipers are, of course, the next in a long line of reissues, and of course, we got to talk about the Master Universe Origins figures. These are more unique. I'll be honest with you. They are like let's actually, you know what? Let's not beat around the bush. All Master Universe figures share the same freaking bucks. They all of the Origins figures, all the original Master Universe figures, they're all the same freaking character, man. Except for some of the more demonic versions like Skeletor, Merman, Beastman. You know, those are more unique sculpts, but for the most part, all of them have the same freaking body type. That's pretty much a guaranteed. Now, some of them have hairy chests, some of them have hairy arms, but for the most part, the legs, the torso are exactly the freaking same. Sometimes you'll have web feet, sometimes you'll have furry boots, but I'm telling you straight up, guys, most of the characters are the exact same thing. But Mattel is a master at this. They are one of the biggest masters of this because they are the masters of the universe. Every single Master Universe release was the exact same freaking character with a different head, a new set of straps, and slight variations on hairy chests, hairy arms. Some of them had claws. Most of them had fists. Right? All the females were the exact same thing. It was crazy. As you can see here with this comic version, exclusive only to Mattel Creations. Triclops, he's doing for ridiculous money right now, just stupid money. I should have grabbed him when I had the chance. Anti-Attorney He-Man is the exact same freaking He-Man. Like, he is the ultimate reissue. He literally is just literally a recolor of He-Man through and through. Just take He-Man, use black plastic instead of flesh tone plastic, recolor his straps, recolor his shield and his sword, and you got He-Man. Just crazy. Anti-Eternia He-Man. Absolutely crazy. But I love it. We all love these Master Universe. They are the epitome of recoloring and redeco just to be able to be reissued. They're all the same freaking character. There's just no getting around it. No getting around it whatsoever. They're all the same freaking character. And we love it, guys. We love it. Seriously. Awesome stuff from Master Universe. I have no problems with Master Universe reusing all their bucks, all their figures, all the time. Love Master Universe. Oh my gosh. Can't get enough of them. Cannot get enough of them. Crazy. Timothy, what do you think about the repaint of the 80s Commander? We're about that's literally the next set of pictures I have, Timothy. You are a mind reader, my friend. You are a mind reader. What I hope that the rest of the line colors are in the colors of the first release instead of the switching it up going forward. That's an interesting question, Timothy. I'm not 100% sure exactly how that's going to go, but let's talk about it now since we're talking about it, since you brought it up anyway. James, I wish I was collecting the figures with MOTU Classics was a thing. Those sculpts are incredible. Yes, they are. They are. I'm so upset that they're just so expensive on the secondary market right now. Just nuts. Jay, I sent you to your Instagram, but it says currently unavailable. Yeah, I know. That's the problem, right? That's the biggest problem. Just crazy. All right, Timothy, let's do this, man. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the 80s. Oh, sorry. I forgot. There was Stratos, too. Yeah, there he is. Furry chest. There he is. Furry chest. Furry chest, furry legs. Oh, Stratos. You hairy beast, you. My gosh. But yeah, let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about the 80s Commanders, everybody. Oh my gosh. So this is the elephant in the room. This is the one that a lot of people that everyone's talking about right now for any number of reasons. Now, if you back the original 80s Commanders, as you see them here, if you back them, they came with this slightly, more realistic color scheme on the characters. They put a wash on it to give it to bring out some of the highlights. They made them as realistic new updates to classic characters from Centurions, right? That's what these are patterned off of. That's what these are homages to. And I was happy to back this project. I was happy to help, do my part to actually get as many people aware of these products as possible. And everyone who backed this, you should be happy. You should be happy and you should congratulate yourselves. This was a triumph. Before this, guys, I'm gonna full screen here for a second. Guys, let's be honest, okay? And I'm not going to tell anybody that they should be happy. They should be, no. You are what you are. And you know what? Whatever it is, if you're disappointed with this, you're disappointed with it. If you're happy with it, you're happy with it. If you're glad that you backed it, you are. If you're disappointed, you backed it. That's what that is. But for me, I'm absolutely thrilled that these came to life. Why? Nobody was interested in Centurions. Nobody cared. No company would touch this. I think there was a comic book back in the 2000s. I think that was as close as they got. But other than that, nobody was doing anything with Centurions. Nobody. Centurions was a dead property, right? You had a loyal, you had a dedicated, incredibly loyal fan base for Centurions, and they're still around today. People are really, really dedicated to Centurions, right? And honestly, this came out of nowhere. The small little company, Ramen Toy, out of China, comes out of nowhere, and really brings these back from the dead. Sorry about that. I've been talking for too long. They bring this property back from the dead, guys. They literally did. This property was a dead property. Like, as much as a fan as I am, I have to look at the reality of this situation. Nobody was doing Centurions. Nobody was doing Centurions. Nobody cared. No company would touch it. I don't know if they're doing market studies or whatever, but nobody wanted to resurrect Centurions. Nobody, right? Again, I think IDW or somebody else did a comic book a number of years back. I think it was in the 2000s or whatever, but it didn't go anywhere. There were no toy lines. There were no talk about other like cartoons. There was nothing. Centurions is a dead property. Seriously, call a spade a spade. That's exactly what it was. And you know what? Ramen Toy came out of nowhere and said, you know what? We love Centurions. We want to do Centurions. Do you guys love Centurions enough to buy Centurions? Right? And you know what? They did. And how many other companies do you know out there that actually take a product from conception to reality in less than a year? No company today can actually say that they've actually done that. No company, right? Maybe Valverse. I think maybe Valverse might have actually done that. Now that I think about it, I'm trying to think. Did Valverse actually get their product from beginning to execution in a year, or did it take a year and a half because of delays? Somebody tell me what's going on with that, because I don't remember when they started the campaign and when they actually shipped them. But I think that Ace Commanders is among. I'm going to say. I guess I'll revise my statement. I think Ace Commanders is among some of the few companies that have actually taken a concept from conception to from idea to actual production and final product in less than a year. Honestly, that's insane. That is literally insane. That just does not happen, right? So now we're going to talk about what happened in the last few days, right? In the last few days, last week, right? After just having finished shipping all of their orders, right? Because they finally got, if not most of them, if not all of them, most of them, like pretty much the majority of them, they finally shipped out most of their orders, from what I understand. And a few weeks later, they drop a bombshell. Literally, and I'm not even gonna candy coat this. They dropped a bombshell on everybody, and they said, you know what? We heard your comments about the 80s Commanders, that they're not the right colors. They're not the colors you remember. They're not this. They're not that. We know what? We want to do better. We want to do exactly what you guys want. We want to do better. And what do? They create pretty much exactly what people were asking for. They recolored all of the 80s Commanders. They redid the helmets to make them look like the original versions from the cartoon and from the original toy. And you know what? They went a step further, way beyond what they needed to do, and they went ahead and they redid the freaking head sculpts, man. They redid the freaking head sculpts. Oh my god. Seriously. How many companies do you know actually are going to go back and redo things to this extent? Like that's freaking crazy. Right? Now, in the spirit of this whole video, because this is what it is, we have to really talk about everything. And like I said, I call a spade when it is, right? This project, a lot of people are basically saying you should have done this in the beginning. Yes, maybe they should have, but every single step of the way, they were transparent with the backers, right? They were transparent with the people who were buying these things. They said that, you know what, we're going to make them in our style. We're going to make them, the colors are not going to change. There's going to be a wash on it to bring out some highlights. We really want to make these, the updated versions of these toys. I think where there's a bit of a misunderstanding and a bit of what's making people the most upset. I think what's making people the most upset, truthfully, is and I'm gonna full screen myself here because I think this is important. I think this is very important to mention. I think what's making people the most upset with what's happened here, okay, is the fact that they made a statement that they would never reissue these versions of the 80s Commanders. I think that's really the statement, which is really a bit of a bit of the sorry, not a bit. I think that's the statement that's really causing the most controversy with these figures. The fact that they promised or stated that they would never reissue these versions. Here's the thing about repaints, right? These are not the same as these. I know it's hard to believe that, but these are not the same as these. That is probably the stupidest thing to say, but it's true. It really is true. These figures here, all right, the ones that we have in our hands right now, these ones that we finally got delivered to us and everything, these figures are not the same as these figures. These are different colors. These are different colors. These are different helmets. Those are different helmets. These are different head sculpts. Those are different head sculpts. And as much as people want to say they're the same thing and you shouldn't be doing that, I'm going to call a spade here. No, that's not what that is. This is different. This is different. The other thing that's pissing people off, and I completely understand this. I know where this is coming from, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The idea that they should have done this in the first place. I get it. In hindsight, that's probably true. In hindsight, they probably should have just done this in the first place. But, and I will say this, I think what they were trying to do here was to play in the playground that they're kind of allowed to play with. Do you see what I'm trying to say? I don't know if that's really resonating. For instance, this army command, this is the 80s commander's army commander. Armor commander. It's not Jake Rockwell from the Centurions. This is the 80s commander, armor commander, land assault expert. I know. And his name is Jason Myokan. Like, seriously, that is the playground that is what it is, right? This, the way he looks here, the way this figure looks here is done for a very specific reason, right? And you know what? Robo likes to joke about it. I like to joke about it. Everyone likes to joke about third party, fourth party. You know what I mean? We all joke about it. We all talk about it. But the reality is they exist. These products exist. And for a company coming out of its very first product, its very first project, I think they were trying to play as safe as possible with this. I think that's really what happened here. Ramen Toy was trying to be, as cautious and as safe as possible, so that they wouldn't come into any trouble in the first go around. So this is what they created. And you know what? Bravo to everybody who supported this. Congratulations to everybody who supported this. We did it, my friends. We did. We made it happen, and it happened in less than a year. Honestly, Ramen Toy is a company to look out for because they are doing things which other companies just can't do. So this is the limited edition, and it actually says somewhere here, early. This is the early bird edition, but these are limited edition, 80s Commanders. Think about it this way: if you really want to look at it in a certain light, these ones are going to be the ones that are hardest to find. Okay, let's if we're going to do it on that sense, these ones, the very first versions of these are going to be the very hardest ones to find because these are the ones that they said will never be reissued again. There's some solace to taking that seriously. There is something to really take into that. These ones will never be issued again. So these ones are extremely, extremely rare now that you look at it that way. So there you go. That's your reward for backing them for the first project. They are the first ones. These are the first ones to be released. On that note, these might be their mass produced versions, right? These are the ones which have specific colors that are very much akin with Centurions. The face sculpts are very much reminiscent of Centurions, right? You have arguably this is Max Ray, arguably, right? This is yeah. I mean, seriously, like you can't really get more blatant than that. That pretty much is Max Ray, right? This is Ace McCloud. I mean, like seriously, the color scheme, the paint, the design, right? His face. That's Ace. That's Ace McCloud. You really can't look at it any other way, right? Seriously. And this, of course, this is Jake Rockwell, man. That's Jake. That is Jake Rockwell. Now they're not going to be able to call them that. They're going to have to. This is still Jason Myokan, right? This is still something Statham. What is his name? Roger Statham. That's still Roger Statham, right? And this is the craziest one. This is the one that'll blow your mind. This is Sun Byung Min. That's Sun Byung Min, right? And again, done for any number of real reasons. Seriously. But what is the real difference here? What happened here? Why did this happen? In my opinion, and again, people are going to say stuff like, "Oh, you're a shill," right? And you know what? That's fine. If that's what you think, that's what you think. I'm not gaining anything out of this. I'm not doing this for any other reason than I love these toys, right? That's really the reason I'm doing this. I want to see these realized. I want to have these in my collection. That's what I want. I mean, I already have these, right? I already have these, but I'm gonna spend money to get the next set. Seriously, like that's what it is. Like, I love these toys because I want them, right? And I'm really debating whether I'm going to take these guys out of their box anymore. You know what I mean? I'm really debating that because these ones are going to be the limited edition ones, right? These ones are going to be. Luckily, the packaging is very, 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 very friendly, right? That's the only saving grace on that level. But these ones, man, these look so great. They look so awesome. And you know what? That's a Centurion to me, man. That's a Centurion to me, and that's really the one that I want to be able to display. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, that helmet, that style, right? That's Jake Rockwell, man. That's Jake Rockwell to me. That's Ace McCloud. You know what I mean? Those new hands too, man. Holy crap. The silvers, the blues. That is what I want from a Centurion too, man. Like, these ones are great. Don't get me wrong. These ones are awesome. But these, oh man, these just tug at my heartstrings. This is what I want. And when the weapon systems come out, when the weapon systems come out, oh my god, that's gonna be so great. When the weapon systems start coming out, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be absolutely nuts. So yeah, like the question now remains, right? And this is where the question is gonna stick in everybody's mind. You know, did they do this maliciously, right? Are they trying to make a quick buck? Is this like disingenuous to the fans? You know what I mean? Did they trick everybody? Right? Is that what they meant to do? I honestly, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I'm gonna have to stress that because my opinion is my own. I can't convince anybody else of anything, right? But in my opinion, my honest opinion, I don't think they were out to fool anybody. I think that they did something. They created certain face sculpts. They created certain helmets. They created a certain style to avoid any sort of trouble as much as they could. Then they got all these feedback from so many different people, and they basically said, "You guys should fix this. You guys should fix this. You guys should fix this." And you know what? Unlike any other company out there, they did it. They did it, and it looks like they did it even better than they did before. Now, one of the biggest criticisms that's come out right now is that they should have waited a year. And I know where people are coming from. Give them time to enjoy the first figures, get a cooling period, let them hunger for more, right? I get that. I understand exactly where it's coming from. But for a company as small as Ramen, right, who needs to actually make the most out of the molds that they made and actually try and recoup all the costs that it took to make these things, I don't blame them for wanting to actually get these out as quickly as possible. And on that note, we don't know what's happening on the background. We don't know what's happening with the factories. We don't know what's happening with the production. We don't know if there are things happening there where, I hear rumors all the time that, shipping issues are causing major delays on everything. So who knows if they made a deal with the manufacturer saying, if you can get these out before April, we want them as quickly as possible so we can get them out to people as fast as possible. Who's to say that that's not one of the problems? That's actually not one of the deals that they had to make, right? Who's to say that the factory is saying, no, we're shutting down operations come April and that's it? Like we're indefinitely for now. We're going to shut down for the foreseeable future. Who's to say that they didn't make that deal just to get these things out the door? That's a possibility. And, I'm not speaking for anybody. I don't know. I don't have any inside information. I don't know anything. But who's to say that didn't happen and they needed to make that deal right away? That's a possibility. But in terms of like reissuing and repainting figures, this is what the toy industry does. This is the basis of where the toy industry is, just to be able to stay afloat, just to be able to pay their bills. So what's happened here with Ramen Toy? In a lot of eyes, it's disingenuous. It's not right. They should have been more transparent with everybody. But realistically, they didn't exactly lie to people either, right? A lot of people are saying, "Oh, you say you'd never reissue them." Technically, they're not. On a very technical note, they're not, right? These are brand new versions. That's actually what it is. And then there are a lot of people who are going to say you should have done that in the first place. Well, maybe that's the biggest argument that's correct. Maybe they should have done that in the first place. Maybe they should have. But being smart businessmen, being people who want to avoid any sort of trouble, I'm going to say it legally, maybe they did what they did because they couldn't do exactly what we wanted right away. Now that they've actually seen that people are willing to buy these things, now that they actually seen that people are actually interested in this product, now they're saying, yeah, we can do it. We can do it. We can take the risk. We can actually bring out more of these things for you. But if we don't support them, then we're not going to see them. That's just the way it is. And unfortunately, there seems to be a lot of back and forth, a lot of criticism. And for better or for worse, they've responded the way they've responded. I am not exactly in agreement with the way they responded. I think cooler heads need to prevail. I think that things need to take a step back. I think a lot of people have to sort of look at certain situations and really reevaluate what has been going on. But I'm not here to tell people what to do. If that's the way they responded, that's the way they responded. And whatever comes out of that is what it is. I'm sorry to say. So my hope is that cooler heads will prevail. And my hope is that the pre-orders will go through. And my hope is that we will actually see some of these 80s commanders come to fruition, because I still want some more weapon systems. I want to see Doc Terror. I want to see Hacker. I want to see an aerial drone. I want to see a ground drone. I want to see all these types of different action figures to come. And I really do hope that people are willing to give Ramen Toy another chance and get us some of these awesome action figures into our hands. I'm really hoping that that's going to be a case in the near future. And you know what? We'll have to see. We will have to see. James, I wish I was collecting the figures when MOTU Classic was a thing. Those sculpts are crazy. Yes, I would think we do talk about that. James, Chippendale Stratos. Hilarious. That's true. That's so true. Renegade, Jay, I hope that Hasbro will do. Oh man. We'll do a Once I Was a Man Cobra Commander Snake, like in the movie, with a transformation before and after. Do you think that will happen? It could happen, but it would have to be like a deluxe pack, and you'd have to see the stages of Cobra Commander. You probably get the the half Cobra Commander with his his mutant version with the ripped clothes. Then you get the snake, and the half snake, and then the full snake. I think that's the way that would happen. James, I'll be honest, I would have rather seen Extra Squad over Centurions, but these do look sweet. Yes, Extra Squad was fun though. Extra Squad was fun. Do you remember me? I won't. A Cops update toy line of the 80s. I want a Cops updated toy line of the 80s. Those figures were so ahead of their time when they were released with the amount of articulation. This is true. They were amazing. I do agree. Fizzle G, I still waiting for my Veliverse. Really? So am I. That's actually a funny statement. Yeah, I'm waiting too. I think the backers got theirs first. I think that's what happened. Pardon me. Demon 888. I got my Veliverse figures right before Christmas. From the time of second crowdfunding till shipping, including pandemic delays, it was a rough 2 years. Oh, it was 2 years. Yeah, see what I mean? These guys made it happen in a year, in less than a year. That's not possible. Like, how does that work? James, the newly sculpted head is a new tool, so it's a different character / toy line, in my opinion. It's like complaining that all 4 TMNT turtles are the same figure. There you go. Exactly, James. I agree. Do you remember me? Bring back Mask. That would be an awesome updated, more detailed vehicles. 100%. I totally agree. Timothy, I really want a clear direction coming from Ramen Toy, as they're going to be. I really want a more clear direction coming from Ramen Toys. Are they going to do realistic looking figures or toy accurate figures? I need to decide on where I'm spending my money. That's probably the question that they need to answer. Yes, Timothy, I totally agree. That is the question that they need to answer. And you know what? I'm hoping to get Ace on another podcast, on another live stream, and I'm hoping that he'll be able to answer some questions for us. Time will tell. Rayzoner, Joe, Rayzoner, how's it going, my friend? Good to see you. Simon, good to see you, my friend. Yes, we are about to log off, Simon. I apologize, my friend. Please rewatch the episode. It was a lot of fun. But thank you for showing up. Thank you for for being here. It really means a lot to me. Rezoner, thank you too for being here. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you for being on the stream, guys. You are amazing. Rezoner, Cobra! That's right, James. That's right. Oh, I got off at 10 p.m. and catch on a football. I catch up on football. I got you. It's okay, Simon. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to worry. We're here. You're here, and it's all awesome. Just absolutely awesome that you guys are here. I really, really appreciate you guys and the support that you guys give me. You guys are the best. Seriously. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much for being here on this Sunday evening. This is always the highlight of my weekend. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Mike. Mike is here, mftoys.ca. Guys, definitely go check out mftoys.ca. They do have some amazing new figures that just got in. Mike has got so many great sales. Anybody who's looking for a faker, Mike has got them in his stock. Guys, faker is hard to get here in Canada. Definitely head over to mftoys.ca. He's got a whole bunch of new figures that he's just got in stock. Guys, seriously, head over there. Mike is mftoys.ca is a huge friend of the channel. We do appreciate them and their support. Please head over to mftoys.ca. Definitely give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. Do you remember me? And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Thank you once again, guys, for being here. I really appreciate all the support. You guys are amazing. It's thanks to you that we've reached, pardon me, 6,700 subscribers here on the Mega J Retro channel, on the Mega J Retro channel, and we have actually surpassed 2,000 subscribers here on MGR Collector. Thank you guys again for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. You guys are the best. I am going to do the giveaway, guys. I really am. I do promise, and I will. It's just my life has been a mess lately, as you guys have heard in the beginning of the stream. I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. Thank you guys again so much for being here. I want to thank Timothy again for the super chat. Timothy, my friend, you are the best. Thank you so much. Not necessary, but every little bit counts. You are the best, Timothy. Thank you so much again. Rezoner and Simon, thank you again for coming last minute. It is appreciated no matter what. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate all the support that you guys give me. You guys, it's because of you guys that I continue with this channel. And I love this part of the weekend. It is the highlight of my weekend, being able to spend some time with you guys, reminiscing and enjoying all that there has for 80s culture, toys, collectibles, and everything in between. You guys are amazing. Last couple of comments before we log off tonight. James, Masterverse Faker is a hit in Canada. Masterverse Faker, honestly, he hasn't even shown up. I've only ever been able to find him at mftoys.ca. Definitely go check out mftoys.ca, guys. If you want to pick up your own Masterverse Faker, definitely head over to mftoys.ca. Barry, night Jay and chat. Be well, and this is the way. Thank you. Good night, Barry. Hope to see you soon. Timothy Hans, you're awesome. Catch you later, Jay, and good journey. Good journey, my friend. Thank you so much for being here, Timothy. I hope that Ramen Toy will be more clear in their direction. I'll be talking to Ace as much as soon, I hope, and hopefully he'll be able to get on the stream and we can actually ask questions in real time. Hopefully that's going to be a thing. Cross your fingers, everybody. Jay Smith, thanks, Jay. Good night, and everyone to be safe. Thank you, Jay Smith. Good night. I hope to see you soon. James, good night, geeks. Be safe out there, and remember, the toys are all about the joy. That's right, James. You're doing it right, my friend. You're doing it right. Guys, thank you once again for joining me on this live stream. Oh my gosh, January 23rd. I think by the time we do our next live stream, it will actually be March. This is crazy, guys. The year is just blowing by as we speak. Oh my gosh, it is freezing up here in Canada. We are literally in -10. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. I hope you guys are all doing well, staying safe, and staying warm out there. Guys, please definitely go check up on your loved ones. Call your mom, call your dad, call your sister, your brother, your cousin, your best friend. Make sure they're doing well and staying safe. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Guys, thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. You are the best. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe, everybody. Once again, thank you very much for watching, everybody. And as always, geek proud.